Good afternoon, and welcome to a special edition of the Werff Report for April 9th, Keeping America Vigilant 2021. Watering it down. Illegally installed President Joe Biden announced his initiative to water down our Constitution yesterday by implementing 6 actions aimed at our Second Amendment. The first revolves around so-called ghost guns, which are basically kits that allow people to make their own gun, mostly, in as little as 30 minutes. The issue presented with these kits is that the guns made from them typically can't be tracked, as they do not normally contain serial numbers. Biden's first action says that the Justice Department, quote, within 30 days will issue a proposed rule to help stop the proliferation of ghost guns. Okay, sounds reasonable. But they can't ban them or stop people from owning these. It would be a direct violation of the Second Amendment. What they should do in order to solve this alleged problem with common sense is require these kits to contain serial numbers on the assembled guns. That way, nobody's rights are infringed upon, and this whack job administration has nothing to squawk about. Let's see what they try to come up with, because it sounds like the whole thing is just being used to advance a hidden agenda. But we could be wrong. The second action directs the Justice Department to issue a proposed rule to make clear when a device marketed as a stabilizing brace, which helps with accuracy and stability, effectively turns a pistol into a short-barreled rifle, subject to the requirements of the National Firearms Act, within 60 days. The NFA requirements for a gun to be labeled as a short-barreled rifle are, quote, any firearm with a buttstock, and, that's the operative word here, either a rifled barrel less than 16 inches long or an overall length under 26 inches. The overall length is measured with any folding or collapsing stocks in the extended position. The category also includes firearms which came from the factory with a buttstock that was later removed by a third party. Pistols do not contain buttstocks, because that would make them short-barreled rifles under this definition. So Dementia Joe wants to know when these stabilizing braces turn a pistol into a short-barreled rifle by NFA definition. Well, the answer is never. We did some digging and found that the U.S. Department of Justice, in a letter dated March 5, 2014, already answered this exact question, concluding that such a brace does not make a pistol a short-barreled rifle under that definition. The letter from Earl Griffith, Chief of Firearms Technology Branch within the U.S. Department of Justice, to Sergeant Joe Bradley of the Greenwood, Colorado Police Department reads, quote, Dear Sergeant Bradley, this is in response to your communication dated January 24, 2014, to the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, ATF. Your email was forwarded to the ATF Firearms Technology Branch, FTB, Martinsburg, West Virginia, for reply. In your note, you ask about firing an AR-15 type pistol from the shoulder, specifically if doing so would cause the pistol to be reclassified as a short-barreled rifle, SBR. For the following reasons, we have determined that firing a pistol from the shoulder would not cause the pistol to be reclassified as an SBR. FTB classifies weapons based on their physical design characteristics. While usage functionality of the weapon does influence the intended design, it is not the sole criterion for determining the classification of a weapon. Generally speaking, we do not classify weapons based on how an individual uses a weapon. FTB has previously determined, see FTB number 99146, that the firing of a weapon from a particular position, such as placing the receiver extension of an AR-15 type pistol on the user's shoulder, does not change the classification of a weapon. Further, certain firearm accessories, such as the SIG stability brace, have not been classified by FTB as shoulder stocks, and therefore, using the brace improperly does not constitute a design change. Using such an accessory improperly would not change the classification of the weapon per federal law. However, FTB cannot recommend using a weapon or weapon accessory in a manner not intended by the manufacturer. So maybe someone should pass this along to the White House. But in reality, what'll happen is they'll just treat it like they never even said this. Heck, they probably even already are aware of it. They just want to reignite the debate as if it wasn't already settled to push their agenda. Then the third item directs the Justice Department to essentially publish a template for red flag legislation for states. According to whitehouse.gov, red flag laws, quote, allow family members or law enforcement to petition for a court order temporarily barring people in crisis from accessing firearms if they present a danger to themselves or others. We recently reported to you about a case where this was used as an excuse to confiscate an otherwise perfectly stable man's firearms after he had an argument with his wife. These red flag laws are basically watered-down probable cause exceptions that allow authorities, by their own determination, to confiscate virtually anyone's firearms simply because they say they believe they were a threat to themselves or others. Beijing Biden wants Congress to pass a national red flag law, along with incentives for states to pass their own. Thank God states can operate under their own laws and not Joe Biden's deceptive policies. While some key states are currently GUI, governing under the influence, Democratic influence of course, others are standing up and doing the right thing. So let's push to make sure all states do the right thing. That should be our goal. Fourth is the set of steps of, quote, investing in evidence-based community violence interventions, which is basically a defund the police measure wrapped in a shiny gift wrap. It will create webinars and toolkits instructing states how to use Medicaid to reimburse community violence intervention programs such as hospital-based violence intervention programs. This is crazy. This sounds like they want to make it so authorities can say someone is a danger to themselves or others based on nothing at all in order to take their firearms, and then basically lock them up in a crazy house labeled a hospital and throw away the key. Anyone else think this is part of their game plan against any potential uprising of the American people? Wake up, America. Law-abiding citizens are not the problem. This action also states that, quote, 5 federal agencies are making changes to 26 different programs to direct vital support to community violence intervention programs as quickly as possible. Wonder who they're taking from to fund these idiotic programs. Any guesses? These people are disgustingly sneaky, folks. The 5th action directs the Justice Department to, quote, issue a new comprehensive report on firearms trafficking and annual updates necessary to give policymakers the information they need to help address firearms trafficking today. My question is this: if the Second Amendment gives Americans the right to keep and bear arms, why the hell are they trying to regulate the sale of them? How can there legally be any such thing as a legal or illegal sale of a firearm if we have the right to have them? It just doesn't make any sense. The government has watered down the Constitution little by little to the point that Americans think this is normal or okay. It's not, folks. They have no right to do any of this. And finally, in the 6th action, his fraudulency will, quote, nominate David Chipman to serve as director of the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Whoop-de-doo, another leftist totalitarian who hates America and its guns. No surprise there. Biden also says that gun manufacturers should be held liable by removing their liability protections. What he's trying to do is bully these manufacturers out of business, either through fear of being sued or through frivolous lawsuits that bankrupt them. No gun manufacturers, no guns. So they're coming after our Second Amendment from all angles, folks. And just like the 2020 election, this is a well-coordinated deep state effort to undermine the Constitution and the American people. This fraudulent administration has no morals. They reject God at every turn. Biden's own words testify to this when he said, enough prayers. Are you kidding me? We rely on God, not on government. Who do you think you are? He also said, quote, no amendment is absolute, paving the way for these henchmen to dismantle the Constitution. What are we going to do about it, folks? What are we going to do about it? Thanks for watching, America, and please, if you haven't done so already, support our channel by signing up early for our new platform at thewerffreport.com. Once we finally migrate over, we will not be uploading our segments anywhere else, and you'll need a subscription to watch, to help us keep doing what we're doing. We appreciate your support, and we love you all. This has been a special edition of the Werff Report for April 9th, keeping you vigilant, America, 2021. God bless you all, God bless President Trump, and God bless America.